Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World Daily with me, John Jordan. Did some videos recently about the Sandbox and its Sand token, which was launched on Binance a couple of weeks ago. So I kind of thought probably worth having a quick look at see what's been going on with Sand. So they sold $3 million worth of Sand, which is the token that will work in the Sandbox, acts as a payment method and governance as well, I think. Basically, it's an ERC20 token running on the Ethereum blockchain. And it is all to do with the Sandbox, which is the kind of Minecraft Roblox on the blockchain project that's launching, we expect, towards the end of 2020. So what's interesting about the Sandbox is it did this IEO on Binance, which is obviously a centralized exchange, crypto exchange. Obviously, it's the biggest crypto exchange, has the most liquidity. So that's kind of why you might want to launch your token on Binance. So I'm looking at this. This is on CoinGecko, obviously other kind of a coin market cap type token trackers available. But here we have, see what's been going on with the Sand token. So it went live on Friday, the 14th of August. So now we're, what are we? Kind of not quite 2 weeks, 11 days on. So we can see here kind of what you expect. So the project isn't live at the moment. So when the project's live, obviously people will be presumably using Sand to buy things, and it has that kind of utility as well as other features. But obviously what we get at the start is a very high volume here. So if you see in the grey area down here, this is the amount of value being traded. We have a massive big volume being traded, and that's people selling. So we can see the price, obviously. It does have a little peak here. Yeah, about just over 7 cents, 7 US cents per Sand token, and then all the selling drives it down to just under 5 cents. So we have that. You see the volume drops away over the over the following days. Price ups and downs a little bit, and then we actually this is kind of what tends to happen. I think when tokens go live, and obviously the people who have bought it have kind of bought it at a discount, or have been kind of sold it on the fact that it's kind of going to go up because it's Binance, and it kind of there's a lot of uncertainty, but the kind of majority is right. I bought this thing; it's going to go up in price. Let's sell it off quickly, and that's kind of. I mean, we didn't see a massive increase in price, so actually just kind of the selling activity just dropped the price, so it ended up at about 4 cents. So we had about 7 cents here and down to 4 cents there. So that was kind of the low we've currently seen. It's kind of bobbled around there, got up a little bit kind of recently. So what we're talking about for almost 5 cents again. What's interesting though is you have very different. The price can go up or down, but it's very different. What's really interesting is the volume. So we see the volume's gone down to very, very small. So there are some people obviously who have got their Sand and this got it in the wallet. Doesn't matter. They'll probably they'll just keep it there until something's going on. Obviously with the Sandbox, we know the Sandbox is going to go live. So at some point there'll be some more interesting stuff going on around that and more utility. So presumably people are keeping it for that reason. Obviously this is not investment advice. I wouldn't necessarily say. I think if you want to play the Sandbox, obviously having Sand would be a useful thing to have. But as the Sandbox not live yet, it's always good to play a game first before you decide you need to invest in the token. I wouldn't necessarily suggest that you buy Sand now as an investment. It's pretty unclear what the long-term trajectory of this token will be. Obviously, anything can go up and anything can go down. We kind of we'll leave it like that. But it's also worth looking. So it's interesting here that this price is being driven by. So this shows what the exchange is that it's on, and we can see basically Binance is obviously where it launched, and the biggest trading pair. So the tokens that are being swapped are the Sand token with the Tether token, and what we got there. So we got $4 million worth of value in 24 hours. Sand and Bitcoin's $3 million, and Sand and the BNB Binance token $500,000. Not very much else going on there. We can have one thing that is missing here though is as soon as a token goes live and it's an ERC20 token, It will be available on the Uniswap decentralized exchange. So obviously people have Sandbox, have Sand token in their Binance wallets. They can send that out to a Ethereum, standard Ethereum wallet, and then do things with that on Uniswap, which is a third-party decentralized exchange. So we can go and have a quick look at Uniswap and see how Sand is playing out there. So here we are, just looking at Uniswap and looking at their data page. So we're looking at the Sand ETH pair. So this is the only trading pair on Uniswap is Sand and ETH, yeah, kind of similar sort of things. So we can see here, it didn't actually go live. It went live a bit later. The data they've got at least, and now I'm showing all time on it. Yeah, so 20th of August here, and this is what we're actually looking at here is liquidity. So liquidity is how much value can be traded. So we can see, compared to Binance, where we had probably getting on for $10 million worth of trading activity in the last 24 hours. Uniswap not quite at that level yet, so $13,000 worth. Obviously, this goes to show why you would potentially launch on Binance, because there's a lot of liquidity there. Obviously, not so good if the liquidity is driving your price down. Everyone's trying to sell, but at least there's a liquidity there, so that means people can sell it, and then there's people there think it's a good investment will buy it. Volume's actually going up, so up 500% over 24 hours. These are the fees. So if you have Sand and Ether, you can lock them into the liquidity pool, and then you can earn some fees on the trading. So obviously not a lot going on here. So we've got 12.2 worth of ETH and over 100,000 Sand tokens. These need to be kept in kind of a price equilibrium. That's kind of how something like Uniswap works, which is running off a bonding curve, effectively a automatic robot trading system. Total liquidity is actually, again, pretty small. So there's only like $9,500 worth of value, which is the value if you add up the value of all these tokens. So very little liquidity in that at the moment. That's partly, I guess, because a lot of people just have their tokens wrapped up in Binance, and if you're in Binance, you keep your tokens in Binance. You don't take your tokens out and stick them in an Ethereum wallet. That's not what people on Binance do. If they believe in Ethereum and decentralized exchanges, they're not on Binance, I imagine, or not trading a lot on Binance. So anyway, so I guess the kind of conclusion is not a lot going on with Sand at the moment. That's not a great surprise because Sandbox isn't launched. One interesting thing is actually, as we can see the trading here. So this is someone swapping ETH for Sand. This is someone swapping Sand for ETH. So we see all the different trades. And someone that actually did remove quite a lot of the liquidity. So someone removed $2,000 worth of liquidity, which is why this liquidity has dropped by 16%. But yeah, difficult to make any conclusions about this at the moment. It'd be interesting to come back when the project's actually live, I guess, and see if anything's changed. But yeah, I thought it was probably worth doing, as there was a lot of interest in this thing going live. But currently we are talking at about 5 cents. It actually is interesting to see here. We can see that here the price that is from Uniswap is 0.0469 cents US dollar. So that's pretty much exactly the same as what we had from Binance. So the even though they're two different sort of exchanges, one's a decentralized exchange, one's a centralized exchange. Obviously, the price is the same. If it wasn't, people would be buying on one and selling on the other. So there's that arbitrage opportunity there if these things became misaligned. But anyway, thanks for watching. This is Blockchain Gaming World Daily, where we pop into a daily kind of news story, see what's going on. If you're interested in blockchain games, please do subscribe to the channel. But thanks for watching this video, and hope to see you again soon.